What's up, girls? Welcome back to my channel. It's Whit here again with another video. So today I'm going to be ranking all of my green eyeshadow palettes. I love watching people rank their palettes, and I also like to do them myself as well. I like to challenge myself and see what do I really like the most in my collection. And I have a good amount of green eyeshadow palettes here, so let's go ahead and rank this. By the way, I do have a tutorial on this eye look on my channel. I will link it down below. It should already be up by the time this video is going live. But yeah, I have a good amount of palettes here and I'm going to be ranking them. But before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below what you think my #1 palette is. And now let's go ahead and get started. The way I'm going to be doing this ranking is there's various things that go into how these got ranked. Now, I love all these palettes. Let me just put that out there. Okay, but somebody has to be last, okay? Somebody has to be dead last. And yeah, the way I picked this was based off of more so versatility, a little bit of color story, a little bit of formulation. And I'm just thinking, if I could only keep one palette, only one of these green palettes, who would be #1? And like, how would I list it down to who has to go first? So that's just kind of how I did this, and this could vary. Some people might not agree. Some people might think certain palettes should have been higher up. That's the fun part where you can rank your own palettes too. Because I'm telling you guys, it's a lot of fun to do, okay? Even if you don't have a channel, try to rank your own palettes and you'll see it's kind of hard to sit up here and pick which ones are going to be #1 and not. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Coming in at dead last, at the very last spot, would be the Melt 420 palette. And this is what this palette looks like. Palette is gorgeous. And I love this color story because I love these type of greens. I love these really like rancid, acid looking greens, you know, just really grungy. So I was kind of bummed about this palette being dead last. And the reason why is I'm not crazy about the formula. First and foremost, even though this is not a green shade, it's the only shimmer shading here. This gold right here. This is the worst quality eyeshadow ever. Like, you cannot pick this up. Like, it sucks. Also, when I did a look on this with this palette, I used these 3 shades. And honestly, I feel like, I don't know, you guys can tell me, don't these 3 visibly look different? Like, these 3 colors here, sorry, it's like not focusing. Don't these 3 shades right here look different? I feel like when I did the look that I did, it muddied into one color. It literally looked like I did a green smoky eye, which was not my objective. So that's why this is just ranked the lowest. I'm not crazy about the particular formula in here. And I have other green palettes that I like more than this one. Okay, next would be the Juvia's Place. This is their Army palette. Now, you guys know I love Juvia's Place, and like, I literally cannot do a ranking video without putting one of their palettes in it. Like, I mean, I love the brand. But the reason why this is just at the bottom, honestly, is because it's only 4 shades. You know, like, I'm thinking about like all the other green palettes I have, like, it's only just 4 shades in here. So yeah, that's that palette. And then also I feel like the colors that are in here, you're really kind of limited. Like, I mean, these 2 colors, like, this is more of a gray and that's like a dark green. Really, hold on, pause. These are the only 2 greens in the palette. This is definitely more of like a gray color. So I really feel like I'm very limited with this palette. Like, you can probably create like 1 or 2 looks, not even, because of how close they are. More so like 1 look with this. So that's why it's just ranked a little bit lower. Next up will be the DD Signature. This is their Avocado palette. Now, same thing with the Juvia's Place. It is only 4 shades, but I feel like it's 4 shades that are different enough where I can create something, you know, I could do a little something with this, okay? So I love that the greens are opposite. Like, I love this really like bright green and then this darker green here. And I love this like pretty like duochrome shade here, and I like the little brown here as well too. Like, I mean, even though it's like I'm ranking the green palettes, but I do like this. I feel like it's a really pretty palette, straight to the point. Like, it's a nice little quad, but I feel like you can get some looks out of this. So yeah. Okay, up next is going to be the Huda Beauty. This is their Emerald Obsessions palette, and it looks like this. I love this palette. Isn't this palette so pretty? I love that it's more focusing on, like, you know, obviously emerald, and then like it also has like some minty green colors up here. I love these type of greens as well too, and I love that it has like these shades right here. They're kind of like that what's the color, like olive, it's like a green brown. I feel like brown and green look really pretty together. So I love like these more deeper shimmer shades down here. I think this is a really pretty palette. Love this. Next up is the Mel Cosmetics. This is their Recently Deceased palette. This came out last year for holiday. Now, this palette, it is primarily a, hold on, let me open this. that up. This palette is like half green, half purple. So ignore the bottom half of this. I'm just more so like talking about the top part. Yet again, I've said before, I love colors like this, like that really like acid looking green. And I love these type of like shimmer greens where it's like almost like a gold green. That's what I was trying to say, a gold green. And then I love like this more forest green shimmer in here as well too. But yet again, it's only 4 shades in here that are really green. If I'm thinking about creating like a really pretty green eye look, like I want to get all crazy, I'm like, ooh, like I want a lot of options, this is not going to be my first choice to pick. But it is a nice palette, and I thought the quality is really good. And I do have a tutorial on my channel using this palette, so if you guys do want to check that out, I do have that on my channel, even though the palette's no longer available, so I don't know if you guys care to see that, but if you do, it is there. Okay, next up is going to be the Juvia's Place, the Tribe palette. And this is what this palette looks like. Yet again, I think this is another palette that's discontinued. And I'm not sure why they discontinued this palette, because I hear a lot of people saying like they wish it would have been permanent. But heck, I don't see the numbers, and Juvia's Place gets to see the numbers. I don't know if this palette sells as well, because I mean, we might think that, but like, I mean, they can see who's buying and who's not. So, but yeah, this is this palette right here. It has some really nice, pretty like greens on this side. Has this really pretty like, kind of like yellow green matte shade over here. And I like how it has like some neutrals in here too, because I feel like peach type colors go really well with greens. So yeah, I mean, it's a nice palette. It's a nice, pretty like, you know, greenish palette. I feel like I can get some good looks out of this. Don't you think? It's cute. I like it. Okay, next up is a palette that I really love the quality. Now, this one is much better than the first one I mentioned. And this is the Mel Cosmetics or Gemini palette. This quality is much better than that 420. I don't know what was going on in the lab that day, but 420 was not it. But the Gemini was it. So this is what this palette looks like. It's half neutral, half green. And I love these type of greens. Like, okay, I'm going to say I love this type of greens all the time, but like, listen. I do. I also like olivey, like, you know, jade type of colors, and I like how this palette focuses on it. And even though like it is kind of like split down the middle, I feel like I could still get some really nice green looks out of here. I have done a look with this palette, and the formula performed so well. And Mel Cosmetics, like their matte shades are so intensely pigmented. So yeah, they are intense. So if you haven't tried Melt out and you're curious, I will start off slowly. Like, you know, don't pick too much up on the brush, because these are intense, but this is a stunning palette. Like, oh my gosh, look at this. And that black, oh my gosh, that black is so, it's divine. Okay, moving on to the next palette. This is the Colored Rain Safari Rain palette. Colored Rain has a very special place in my heart. I absolutely love this brand. This is what the palette looks like. It's not all the way green, but you know what? I feel like the greens in here were enough for me to talk about this palette. Now, this is yet again another palette that has been discontinued. And I feel like the reason why is not because they just wanted it to be limited edition. I think it was something like, contract. I don't know. I remember seeing like them say it, like it had to do with like, I think like contracting and whatnot, like however like this palette was originally released, and that's why they can't re-release it. I don't know. But anyways, so yeah, this is this palette. But like I was saying, Colored Rain has a special place in my heart because they were one of the first brands that reposted me on their Instagram page, and I kind of gained a lot of followers and subscribers from that. So, you know, I love them. And I've been rocking with Colored Rain since the beginning. I think they first released in 2013, and I started like getting their stuff, buying their stuff in 2014. Let me show you, sorry, this is off topic. Let me show you how long I've been with Colored Rain. So if you have been following Colored Rain for a hot minute, you remember this. Do y'all remember this? This is their lip glosses. I've been with them when they were selling lip glosses in a jar. Okay, I'm pretty sure this thing is all expired and old. Ooh, it smells old as heck. Look at this. This is the what color is this? This is the Plum Fairy. This is their gloss pot. And these have a little brush and everything. I have like their lipsticks and all that stuff. Like, y'all, I love the brand. So yeah, this is where it's at in the ranking. And then also their original formula, because I feel like they've changed their formula, and I'm so bummed that I don't like their newer palettes, like the Juicy Boost. I mean, I feel like I kind of gave it a decent review last year, but it's not my particular favorite. Their Vivid Pigments, I've been very vocal about the fact that I didn't like the quality of that palette. But this one is still like their OG formula. And Colored Rain, their eyeshadow formula, like, oh my gosh. This one, amazing. So I love it. I'm so glad that I was able to get my hands on that last year when they did a final restock of that palette. So next up on my list is the ColourPop Just My Luck palette. This is what this palette looks like here. And this one's ranked a little bit higher because it really stuck to the theme of it being just an all green palette. Like it truly did. And honestly, this green right here is like so beautiful. And so this is what keeps me coming back to this palette. Because honestly, if you kind of take this green out, the palette is just bland. And I probably wouldn't have bought it. So that was its saving grace for this palette, was that green shade, that Mary Jane color. Super pretty. This is, and then it's affordable too. Like, you know, even though ColourPop is super annoying, they do have affordable makeup. So if you want some good makeup, and it's also good quality too. If you want some good quality makeup at a more affordable price, you can go with ColourPop. But just so you know, like ColourPop puts out stuff at this point every day. Like they put out something new every day. Like there's no way I can get on Instagram and not see ColourPop. Like there's certain brands like they haven't released. It's like, oh my gosh, like, oh my God, I'm so excited to like, you know, get that new product because like I haven't seen you like release anything new. The excitement for ColourPop is gone. Like, I mean, I'm low-key kind of petty, but like, I go to their Instagram page, I'm like, let me see what the comments are saying. There are people who are so excited about this stuff. Like, there are people who still are excited about the things ColourPop puts out. I'm just like, are you guys serious? Like, you're not tired. You're not tired just yet? Like, and it's stuff that I'm like, nothing about this palette looks interesting. And I know for a fact they've put that out before. But let me not go on a ColourPop rant, okay? Because that I could do. Anyways, let us move on to the next palette. So next up is the BH Cosmetics. This is their pistachio palette. Now BH Cosmetics has been around for a hot minute, okay? But last year they made a little bit of some noise with these palettes. I was like, oh, okay, y'all got oh! Yo! Did y'all just see that? The whole thing is gone. I can't even find this. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. That just ruined my entire mood. Well, this is the palette. I really hate my palettes looking like this. Like this is gonna bother me. I cannot find. Okay. I literally just want to skip past this. I don't even want to talk about this palette no more. I hate the way this looks. Ugh. Like, oh my gosh. I'm sorry, if anybody want to hear me talk about that palette, I'm not talking about it, okay? I'm being petty right now. I'm so annoyed that that just happened. Like, what the heck? But anyways, what I was saying about that, the quality is good. The palette's fine. Mine did come shattered last year when I bought it. And I was able to press it in, but I guess by holding it up, like, it just fell out and it's gone now. So moving on to the next palette that I have here. This is the Clarity Cosmetics. This is their Cobra palette. I love this palette, and I do have a tutorial on my channel using this palette. Let me show you guys what this one looks like. No more shadows, please don't fall. So this is a nice like bluish green palette. Actually looking at it, it kind of falls a little bit more blue. Just kinda a little bit. But it still sticks with the green because yeah, we have these shades here, but this is still green. That's still kind of like a teal kind of color. And then this is like a darker like, you know, blue-green shade. Primarily more like teal, but with a little bit of like green in there. So yeah, it's still a nice palette. But yeah, Clarity Cosmetics has a really nice eyeshadow formula that I love. So of course that had to be in the ranking. Okay, so we're getting down to, okay, up on the list is the Beauty Bay. This is their Wilderness palette. And this is what this one looks like. And for the most part, it's primarily greens. It does have like some blues up here, but I feel like green and blue are shades that really go well together. So I'm okay when I see a green palette with blues in there because they pair so well together. Now this bottom row, like I like it, but at the same time, if we would have cut that out, if we would have cut that out, like that would have been so cute. But I do like the red. And then when you think about it, like when you mix red and blue, it starts making purple. So you're able to kind of get like a lot of looks out of this. Like you're able to do like a green into a blue look. And then if you mix that blue with like one of these reds, you can get like a green into blue into purple. It all just kind of like, you know, flows together. So I love this, and Beauty Bay has a really good formula and they have a good price point too, so love this palette. All right, so now we are in the top 3. If you have not already guessed what my top one is, you should do that right now, okay? So coming in at the 3rd spot is going to be the Certified Affinity 2 palette. And this is what this palette looks like. Oh, isn't this gorgeous? Oh my goodness. Yet again, I love just seeing greens and blues together. I love these like mossy looking colors. It does have a few shimmers in here, like these 3 down here, like shimmers. Just like this color right here reminds me of MAC's Blue Brown Pigment. And then we have like some blues up here and some shimmers up there. So yeah, this is a nice, beautiful palette. It's not too expensive either. I don't remember how much I paid for this, but yeah. This is this palette, the Certified Affinity 2 palette. Coming in at number 2 is the Made by Mitchell Feet on the Ground palette. yet again, I do have to tutorial on my channel using this palette. Let's take a look right here. Now, when I look at it, honestly, it is a green palette, but honestly, I don't see that many greens in here. Like, we have this one here, 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 here. We have that like bluish green color, that teal there. I got some good greens in here, but I just love this. I just like when I'm thinking of a green palette, like a look to do, I think to grab this. Like, I feel like this is just stunning. Like, it's a gorgeous, and I love their matte formula. And then look at this shade right here. Like, oh my gosh, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Ooh. All right, so coming in at the #1 spot is none other than the Glam Light Dirty Martini palette. Look at this palette. Isn't this stunning? I do have a tutorial on my channel using this, and like, I feel like out of all my green palettes, this is the most well-rounded, just done well green eyeshadow palette. Like, Glam Light understood the full assignment. Like, and what's crazy is when I saw this palette being you know, promoted on their page before they released it, like, I have not really been into buying makeup this year. Like, when I say last year I went crazy, this year I really just kind of like settled down on like how much makeup I was buying. But this palette got me so excited. It just reawakened that like hunger and like urge that I had for makeup. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this. This is a stunning palette. Like, I absolutely love it. The mattes in this palette are really, really pretty. Their shimmers are gorgeous. I absolutely love this. I feel like this is just a very well done palette. And I do want to do like a ranking my 2021 palettes. And I feel like, right, Glam Light is definitely going to be on that list. Like, this was good. But anyways, that is that with today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll talk to you beauties later. Bye.